Hey, Lee Wolf here. Welcome to Tech Face Live. It is Friday, October 4th. I'm sure everyone's gearing up for the weekend. And as always, I have Mr. Richie Bello sitting here with me. How's it going, Richie?
Good. How are you, Lee?
I am good. I am good. I am still bald and I am ready to rock. And I'm jealous of the hair.
Nice.
So, the topic today is, are you hackable? And yeah, cybersecurity is a real deal that we have to start thinking about, and we're going to have to be thinking about it quite a bit more now that technology is constantly evolving at an unbelievable rate, and we're hitting the world of AI hardcore now. Phones are turning over, computers are changing over, and hackers have their hands on AI, and they're using it to their advantage. So I'm just going to run a quick promo here from our sponsor today, which is Dr. Hassan from Matrix, who's going to be holding a webinar on the 8th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And this is a free webinar to business owners, and it's a pretty big deal. So hold on one sec here. Attention business owners. Did you know that most cyber attacks are triggered from within your organization? Hackers are everywhere, and just one breach could cost you millions. Just like the CDK hack that disrupted businesses and caused billions in damage. But you don't have to be their next victim. Join us on October 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern for a free webinar on the benefits of cybersecurity. Learn how to protect your business from costly attacks before it's too late. This is a must-attend event for anyone serious about keeping their data safe. Register today for free and secure your future. So yeah, that's Tuesday the 8th. Major, the big guys, automotive manufacturers rely on Dr. Hassan to give them the security that they need for their data, for their customers' data. And as you heard, the CDK situation cost upwards of, I think it was like over $5 billion in the end. And the average for the small guys out there, it could cost you around 5 to 6 or 7 mil, right in that zone, this $5 to $7 million zone if you are hacked. It sounds crazy, but what happens, right? Your whole business goes down. You can't perform anymore. You can't sell, if it's car, you can't sell cars anymore. You can't sell your widgets. You can't sell it, whatever it is, they're in your system. You have to rewire, rework everything, and then put the correct security measures in place. So Dr. Hassan is going to be talking about the basics at this point. He's going to talk about the types of things that we need to look at, the types of things that can go wrong today, and how you can solve that, and how Matrix can help. So that's free to business owners. It's on the 8th. It's going to be a live LinkedIn event. And yeah, I would definitely register and hop on that link because, well, for free, for protection purposes, you got to protect that data, right, Rich?
Absolutely. Listen, there's a lot of things going on. There's that keystroke technology. Okay. That's huge for dealerships. I mean, that stops phishing, what you call phishing on the web.
Right.
So we have that type of technology. The biggest thing with that keystroke is the people that have the compliance have been using the banking industry, the financial industry, the the business analytical people have been using this keystroke thing. It's unbelievable. The technology, it's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
The biggest thing with that is, well, that's one solution. All right. We have a load of solutions for cybersecurity. The other thing is data breach. I mean, those guys that know me, okay, know me that I've always been pretty much into data. The ones that really know me, there's a lot of follows and all that claim they know, but they don't really know me. So anyway, those guys that know me know how important this is, and the webinar is getting some traction, guys. So we're impressed with it. But listen, here's the thing: data. You guys have data from your customers. those guys that work in the dealer sector, you know, uh, there's plenty of companies out there like, VinQ, this Q, that, and it's all kinds of stuff out there of data because while COVID, everybody wanted to get into the data business.
Right.
So you're in the data business. The problem is now you have a big problem, which is let's get a solution going, which is the cybersecurity. Once you integrate that into your stuff, you're protected. Your customers protected. We don't want to re-get the whole thing with CDK Global. Why? Because whatever happened, who knows? You know, it's let's do an update and let's not secure anybody. Bang! Now everybody's getting hacked. What are you kidding me? I mean, you don't want to do that. You want people that really know.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing about me, I'm always partners with strategic. All right. What does that mean? That means that they have the knowledge. They're aces. They are the best that money could buy.
Absolutely.
The best. I don't deal with people that are not really good at what they do. So, I mean, there's so many companies out there with data this, data that, data here, data over there.
Right.
Wide open.
Right.
Wide open. And those companies that have employees, their employees are using AI as they might be open on the data source that you have. Oh my God.
Right.
You can probably walk somewhere and find hundreds of violation that they're leaving their door open with data breach.
Yeah.
So there's so many companies that opened up with the data side. Listen, whether you do it with me or you go somewhere else, make sure you're protected because this podcast is really about protecting you, the customer. It's not about me selling a webinar, me making money, me doing this. No, none of that. It's really about go somewhere else and get it done, guys. But get the education, though. Go get it done somewhere else.
Yeah.
But protect your data because a data breach like that'll happen while you're sleeping.
Right.
They
Right.
have automation on it, and all they got to put is the third eye. It's called bang on you, and once they put that on you, you're done.
Right.
No matter. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't really matter. It's a machine. So let's talk about a machine. Could I really walk 100 miles and compete against a car? I don't think so. A car is a machine. I can't compete against a car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to win. Could a horse compete against a car? I don't think so. The machine. And when they start these hacks, ransom, they hold ransom, one. The other thing they do that's very, very common is data breach, two. Keystroke, three. You're not protected.
Yeah.
Security is everything. Once you feel secure, you're able to have peace of mind.
Yeah.
With no security, you can't move forward,
Yeah.
And really, Lee, the whole situation with what's going on in the market with this AI, with the automations, with everything, it's all open source, man. It's just you just going in there, and it's just the hackers having a field day.
Yeah. 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 And I know a couple of different businesses personally that their websites, one was about 2 or 3 years ago and one was only about 6 months ago, but their entire website and functionality, everything was held ransom. And then they just get a message from these guys and they say, pay us $25,000 and we'll release your site. And that's it. So you either have the correct solutions to relaunch your site quickly somewhere else, whether you have it stored in the cloud or whatever it is, or you're caught with your pants down. And same thing like you were saying with phishing. There's I shouldn't say simple technologies, but the solutions for things like that, and even using artificial intelligence. I'm reading articles lately about how these retail businesses are being hit with phishing, and if they implement artificial intelligence on a cybersecurity level into their systems, the artificial intelligence can understand the normal emails and the normal messages and things that are coming into the business, and
Right.
it can detect when there's malware
Hmm.
attached to these messages and save these people millions of dollars. But everyone just thinks won't happen to me, and
And that's a big mistake.
yeah, yeah,
Because phishing, I mean, it starts with phishing too, boom. And the keystroke is unbelievable.
right,
That technology is there, it's available. Dealers protect yourself.
right.
Dealers can actually protect themselves with keystroke. I mean, at least some sort of level of security, and then from the next level and the next level.
Mhm.
You definitely want to protect your consumer data,
Yeah,
definitely, because without that being protected, you got a lot of problems.
yeah, yeah. Not
How
only
do
can they,
you see?
yeah,
How do you see Lee? You've been with me a while now, so how do you see this whole thing with cybersecurity, with the AI, with all this technology that's out there? How do you see that?
how do I, what do I,
Vision, what's going on? Like, how? What do you think?
oh, the
How
end game.
important? Like, how important is this? If you be a
It's,
business owner, what would you do with what's going on in the market now?
it's everything. It's everything. It's the, the next, first of all, for years, they've been in our electrical grids, hackers from other countries. They've hacked I mean, I would think it was 12 or 14 years ago, the army was hacked.
Right.
And that was just as simple as we bought thumb drives from overseas, and when the thumb drives were sent over, they were sent with malware in them. They plugged them into their computers over at the Capitol building or wherever they did,
Mhm.
and boom, our whole military was hacked. My ex father-in-law was one of them.
Wow.
His information was breached. I've had two credit cards go down in the last 6 months that I had to
Mm.
get new credit cards because charges are coming in that have nothing to do with me. Yeah, it's everything. And with the dealerships, what they're not thinking about is, oh, if our business got shut down for a week because of the cybersecurity issue, we're going to lose so much money. Yeah, but are you going to have a class action lawsuit on your hands?
Right.
Are you going to have the last 500 or 1,000 customers in your CRM come pounding down your door because their social security numbers, their driver's licenses, all their information is buried in these systems.
Mm.
It's everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that this is the major threat for our society, other than an EMP going off over the country and wiping out our electricity. Cyber attacks are huge, and they know these people are in everything right now, and it's only going to get worse, like you said, with all the open source. It's Yeah.
Well, it's getting worse right now because we're not being careful enough. There's a lot of breaches out there. Guys, all you got to look at is the latest data breach. Bang, things come up.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, and let's talk about something. Like the one of the things is, I don't know if you guys realize what we were so close to a real problem uh, with this union strike. Right now, I want you to hear something a minute. I don't want no automation. This is a guy that's fighting technology. By the way, he's from North Bergen. By the way, in my younger years, I know of him very well. I know what he did in North Bergen, what he did in Newark, and all this stuff. Okay, and I want to bring this up to let everybody know. Nobody really knows how dangerous we were at. Okay, they have control
Mm-hmm.
more than we think they have control. For those people that says the 70s and the 80s are gone, you guys are asleep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you are. You're deep in a coma because the unions control tremendous part of the economy. And a guy like that is dangerous because that guy knows how to cripple that based on the power that he has.
All right.
We were very close to a real problem with our loved ones, okay? Because, I mean, he's from my same neck of the woods, know of him well, know the whole thing. Guys, listen, very dangerous. We could have really, I mean, talk about the carbons. You guys thought COVID was bad? Nothing compared to what could have happened. Thank God that union situation got handled
Yeah.
because that was dangerous.
Oh, people were panic buying within 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because a lot of people know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of people know what's going on.
The only thing is they were buying up all the toilet paper and paper towels, which is made in this country.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, what are you going to do?
Well, I have and you know the guy, right? I have a good friend of mine that is in a very, very big chain supermarket. He's a manager for 30 years in the same place. What he told me is this. I went too shopping. What he told me is this. Hey, Richie, let me show you something. Bang, bang. Here's what the warehouses have.
Right.
76 days of supply. Richie, the population drops a little bit now because of the people going south, the snowbirds. So we really have 88 days of supply at warehouses. The problem is when this drops, that's when the prices go up. But people keep coming in here and keep buying stuff. And it's a daily thing that we buy. Once in a couple of days, I got to rebuy. They're driving the prices up. So understand when there's a storm, when there's something that the supermarket gets hit, all you're really doing is driving that number up.
Right.
Because the local warehouses carry the inventory anywhere between 65 to 78 days. It's more like the car business with inventory.
Right.
They carry the 78% or 80
Right.
in inventory, so they can just call and get it. But what happens is they see now becomes supply on demand. So all you're doing is driving the pricing up.
Right.
So before you react like something like that, think about it.
Yeah.
Don't buy so much. Buy a little bit. Buy enough to get out of the way.
Right. Right.
But don't go crazy because all that's going to do is hurt the economy more.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there were people buying 500 rolls of toilet paper, 600 rolls of toilet paper, paper towels stacked up in their carts to the ceilings. And it was like, you got to be kidding me. Same thing with COVID. It was that panic,
Yeah.
you know. But,
And I say something, you know, and talking about this, I need to talk about this union thing because this is like the real problem. Okay? Because that can happen again. If you're such a good leader, like you claim you are, why do you look out for your people? After all, you make $900,000, close to $1 million, live in a mansion. Why didn't you look out for your people?
Right.
Let me just say this. Why didn't you go out there and keep looking out? Why did that increase have to happen so high? What they broke their backs while COVID. These people made sure that we were taken care of. while COVID. We had stuff on the shelf, we had all this stuff. So this is why we have to really take care of those people. We have to,
Yeah.
but it's how it was addressed that the lead guy did not take, well, he did a very good job taking care of himself.
Mm-hmm.
A leader usually takes care of others and they leave themselves for last. So that tells me you shouldn't be in leadership role.
Right. Yeah, and they decide what, a couple of days after a major hurricane when there's no power and no water going to people's homes, their homes are floating down the road. We're in a major disaster, and they decide, well, this is a good time to put the, that part of the country under even more pressure.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to me.
That was the most, terrible thing that I could ever see happen. And I agree with the automation thing and with the technology, even though you're fighting technology.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with it. And he probably didn't say that because of that, but the hacking situation and all that, that's unhackable because there's nothing technology there,
Right.
I said, that's a good point.
Yeah, they would lost
security. If you're not going to get security and you want technology, you're better off not having it.
Right.
Because now you're putting in danger yourself and others.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I got to say about this whole thing. And man, guys, we thank God that it's over, right?
Yeah. They went back today?
Yeah, they went back today. That's what the whole thing says. And I didn't want to say nothing until they went back today. Because I didn't want to use it, but I had to say something so people, whoever sees it, great. But be aware, what could have happened to us. And really awareness is key, man, because, man, let me tell you, when you're aware, you're careful, you know what I mean? So everybody knows I'm from Jersey and I'm from the North Bergen area, West New York, Union City. I'm Cuban, so, I'm from that area. From where the docks were in Hoboken. That's the area I'm from, so.
Yeah. Yep, so 60, looks like they agreed on something around a 62% pay increase over 6 years for them.
That's good.
And back to work they go. So.
That's great. Yeah. And no technology, because of course he's scared of the technology because his income stops.
Yeah.
He's not going to get paid on automation. You're going to get paid on robotic systems.
Yeah.
It's really all about him.
Yeah. Yep. Man.
Old guy, Mr. Harold over there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, on that note, are you hackable? 30-minute webinar. Basically, it's all about assessing your business before spending $1 on cybersecurity, which is good.
Right.
So, this isn't about writing a check. This is about understanding. And they're pushing the idea of hacking yourself before the bad guys, as they say, hack you, because it's like the Wild West out there. It really is. And hacking, they will implement a hack right on your own business to see where all the vulnerabilities are, where you need help, where you need work, where an attack is imminent. And it's going to happen to everyone at some point. So,
well, the whole thing with that is like, Lee, you're a martial art expert, right?
I wouldn't say an expert, but if I've taken,
but you're a black belt, you're all that stuff. Your kids are too.
Mm-hmm.
And in fighting, could you really win, or do you have an opportunity to actually win an invisible person? Could you actually?
Can I be an invisible person?
Yeah, could you do
that? No, maybe in the movies, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hacking. When you have a hacker, he's invisible.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that he's coming at you. You don't even know that he has the third eye on your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea. And here it is. You have no cybersecurity. Here it is. You're trying to fight a war with an invisible guy.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, you can't win when somebody's invisible. The other thing goes, the same thing with, with so many people say, like, like the mob and all that. There's no such thing as a mob. But anyway, people say that, and their fight, it's an invisible thing because the government's on you and they'll put 100 people on you. You don't even know they got 100 people on you. How are you going to win?
Right.
So you have a solution in cybersecurity. Okay. And the cybersecurity thing is an important tool because now you don't become invisible.
Right.
Now you got somebody watching that guy that's coming in. You have somebody called an Inspector Gadget.
Right.
When Inspector Gadget gets a hold of you, it's not that hard. You probably could still get in there, but what happens is they go, oh, wait, Inspector Gadget is there. Bang.
Yeah.
And they go to the next opportunity. Hackers, bank robbers, home invasion thieves, and all these people go in at the weakest, whatever easy, because they got to go in and out fast, quick. Right? So that's the solution, right? To find something that can stop them. Because once they stop them, they're not going in. They're not going to go in and say, oh, let me break this in. Let me break the code. No, nobody's going to do that. They go, but let's go to the next one. Because there's so many people unprotected that once they bump into you and you're protected, they move on to the next guy.
Right.
The next guy might be your competitor. Now, your competitor has a headache that's not going to go away for months. Because when a hacker gets a hold of your stuff, especially data, he destroys the thing that's holding the files. Destroys it.
Right.
There's no such thing as protecting it.
Right.
You know that hackers know when they look at your technology, if you're cloud-based, they have the technology to see at what level are you protected.
Right.
And who is the cloud service you have? They have this technology.
Right.
They don't come in blinded. No. You are blinded as the owner.
Right.
You don't know. It's that whole thing. Could you fight an invisible man?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Right. Right. Or people that have, in the middle of the night, they have their whole property lit. And then you got two or three other houses in the neighborhood that are in the dark. Where's a thief going to go?
Right.
They're going to the house that's blacked out. They could stand around the windows. They can shimmy. Yeah, they can get in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It stops like that thing that says ring on the doors. Bang, bang. It's got all this technology. It's got all this stuff. That stops a lot of people. Just something that simple.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's 100% hackable.
Right.
Jason's there. That's 100% hackable. No question.
Yeah.
That is a device that has an open source. Now that becomes hackable. There's Jason, great guy. I mean, really unbelievable guy. So, that kind of stuff, it's very, very important, and all you need something is to stop. And you got this data, you got this B2B data that's tied in with this B2C data. You got all these companies out there that they're a technology company that they scaled in COVID with data in the car business. Whoa, you used to have Experian, IHS. Now you got this car data that can have, you can have an in, we're protected. Yeah, our data is protected. Now, you should have cybersecurity insurance You should. We have it.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't you have it?
Yeah.
What happens if you got a breach here? What really happens, you know? Like, it's really, I mean, we're living in rough times here. We're living in dangerous times.
Mhm.
You know, really, if you don't take care of this, is like having a website that's not mobile friendly. That's what it's coming down to.
Mhm.
Protect yourself, but forget about you. You got to protect your asset.
Mhm.
You got to protect your customers. You know,
Yeah.
totally have somebody that can inspect stuff, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because if you don't have that inspector gadget, man, you're leaving yourself wide open. And who do you have controlling the updates? That's what it's about, the updates.
Mhm.
I want to have another show to go over the updates because that's what happened with a lot of these companies that
Right.
they do the updates and they don't have it set up. And when the updates happen, they're waiting at the other end. Oh, the update, bang.
Yeah.
First of all, you should do updates on your technology in a dev, password protected, and test it and make sure you're good and then tap in everything.
Right. Right.
And that always gets you that update.
Mhm. Yeah.
Do you know that that time that Facebook went down, a few times they went down, but one time they went down for a while? Do you know what that was about?
No, I remember that was about 5 months ago. Um,
Well, it was like a year ago while COVID, it really went down. And it took a long time. They had posters on TikTok about it, everything,
mm,
Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram.
mhm.
You know, they said hacked and all that. You know what that was about? It was an update.
Wow.
Updates are dangerous.
Right.
You gotta really have an IT department that really understands what an update is.
Mhm.
To the point of the update, not understanding what he's got to do, but what is the security that you have to get involved. What's the level of security? Because in that process, this is where they come in.
Mhm.
So I just figured I say that because it's in the update is
Yeah.
where the problem falls, and that has happened to plenty of companies.
Sure. Sure.
CDK Global is one of them.
Yeah, Apple did an update in the last few years, and like 20% of people's phones didn't function.
Correct.
Yeah.
The
Um,
last hack with Verizon was part of that process, the update.
mm,
That's what I tell you, the invisible situation, right? They're watching.
right.
That's what their job is.
Mhm.
Their job is to sit here and just watch.
Right.
Watch. You can't win something when somebody's watching you consistently.
Right.
And that's what their job is. Their job is to watch you.
Right.
How are you going to win?
Mhm.
How are you going to do anything when you got one person or two or a team of people on you? You're never going to win.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter when somebody's watching you and you don't know they're watching you. That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ask me, that right there, you're not going to win.
Mm.
And as far as don't become part of the problem, become part of the solution. When you have a solution company and you get hacked and now you become a problem, that's when you start losing customers. There's a company out there that's lost 27, I think, or 30% of their customers on the last hack last year.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
That's revenue. So it doesn't matter what it costs you to secure yourself, but make sure you get it.
Right. Yeah.
Now, funding companies, when they get involved with your technology to get funded, they ask if you have cybersecurity insurance, number one, your
Mhm.
technology company, And number two, what type of security do you have around your intellectual property
Right.
or software? Now they're asking you that.
Wow.
Part of a new questionnaire now.
Wow. Oh, it makes sense.
So,
They're putting their money on the line for a company that could go down next week.
correct.
Yeah.
And that can lose everything. So,
Yeah.
that's where cybersecurity becomes a game changer, because if you do have a technology company, not a fake one like the white label situation and all that, using APIs and all that stuff, no, a real technology company, real software, you have to protect yourself.
Right.
Because as far as the investors go in, they want to know what type of security you have.
Right. Sure.
And now they want to have insurance, cybersecurity insurance,
Mm-hmm.
which is out there. Costs a little bit, it's a bond, but you're
Mm-hmm.
protected.
Yeah.
So, Lee, what do you think? Got anything else to add?
That is it. I mean, really, just that webinar's coming up fast. Today's the 4th. It is on Tuesday the 8th at 2 p.m.
Great.
So yeah, people can search that out. It's a live event on LinkedIn coming down the pike, and you could also find it. That's housed on your social media as well.
Yeah, yeah. And what's going to happen with that, which is a great thing that's going to happen, is that's recorded. So we'll be sharing it out and distributing out there all month long.
Cool.
Let people really know about this. They need to be
Awesome.
aware.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that is the deal. I hope you have a great weekend, and thanks for sitting by my side again today.
Thank you, Lee. And I hope that this can help. We touch a few things here that we didn't have to touch, but the current conditions, what happened with this, with that, with all that, that has a lot to do with don't lose your focus,
Yeah.
right? And stay in tune with this, and
Yeah.
do not lose your focus, because losing your focus can really take somebody out.
Yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Just pay attention, look at your numbers, look at your financials, and look at all that. And it's very, very important to feel secure. You want to have your family secure. The way to get your family secure is by securing your income. The way to get your income secure is by getting cybersecurity and securing, if you are a computer technology company, secure. But more important, get your bond, because that really secures you.
Right. Right.
It's expensive. It's a little pricey, but you need it.
Yeah.
Lee, again, thanks a lot for having me on your side. Means a lot to me. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family. And thanks for being there, buddy.
You too, Reg. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.